Here's a second look at the Dan Kane Dream Cruze tune-up. This is always a fun show, and this year the weather cooperated. Let's look at a few cars on hand. Here's Roland's 1937 Packard built in Windsor. Under the hood is a 350 engine. This car is loaded with power options. There's Frank's 1940 Chevy Coupe. This car has kept its originality. And Art was here having a great time at the Dan Kane Show along with his 1953 Buick powered by a 307. Art has put comfortable seating in this car while keeping the original dash. The hood ornament captures a modern Art Deco look. Jim keeps his 61 Chevy bubble top in nice condition. Plenty of detailing work went into that clean-looking engine. Dave is the owner of this beautiful 1941 Willys. He bought the car at auction about 3 years ago. If you haven't met Dave as yet, here's a short clip about him and his 41 Willys.
It's my first classic car. I've had many Corvettes, Mustangs. This is my first classic car that I've had. I really enjoy it. I enjoy going to the cruises. I've met lots of great people. It's a great driver car. I drove 3 hours to get to this cruise today. I'm from the Milton area.
There's a Corvette LS1 engine under the hood and a lot more. He loves to drive this car. If you bump into him at one of our shows, please make him welcome. What's Ron been up to these days? He's bought another car. This one, a 1930 DeSoto Paddy Wagon. This is really a cool, fun car. He'll enjoy cruising in this and coming to car shows. It's bound to attract a lot of attention. Here now is a passing look at a few more cars, with Pat leading the way in his 62 Corvette. This is Val's 57 Chevy. Here's a look at the interior. Well done, Val. Nice car. Tony was here with his recently completed 1958 Cadillac Eldorado convertible. Tony's owned this car since 1967. It has only about 85,000 original miles on it. It took him 4 years to restore it, but it was in pretty good shape to start with. How fortunate we are to have so many fabulous classics in hot rods right here at home, and so many good owners. Car people are indeed the best people. Folks like Pete with his 1941 Chev, and Oscar parked next to Pete with his 37 Chevy. Bob brought along his 39 Ford. If you haven't seen the new interior as yet in Ralph's 36 Chrysler, have a look at our next show. It really is something to see. You can tell we're getting along later in the season by the long shadows that are cast. September is just around the corner. Here's a look at more cars at the Dan Kane Show. A 57 Volkswagen is rare enough, but this one is kind of special. Here's Dan, the car's owner.
Well, first of all, I've owned it for 40 years, and I've channeled it, chopped it 5 inches out of the windows, chopped the body another 5 inches, lowered the car. It's all on a tube chassis. What can I say? It used to be green all the time. I drag raced it, and then I did this to it, and now I don't want to race it no more.
This 66 Mustang belongs to Russ. It's pretty much original and powered by a 289 with a 4-barrel. It also has a 4-speed on the floor. He's owned this car for the past 6 years. It's originally a Florida car and not much work was required. Russ said all this car needed was a little bit of lovin'. Here's Rocky's 34 Ford. Jim's 62 Falcon Futura. It's got a small V8 engine under the hood. Richard's 33 Coupe, and Jim's 32 Ford. There's Keith's 1951 Ford pickup. Here are some of my favorite folks hanging out at the Dan Kane Tune-Up. These shows are a time for good folks to get together, to share stories, and to laugh a lot. These are the days we'll remember all winter long. Here's David's 1956 Chevy Nomad. Jim's 1965 Chevy half-ton pickup. It's powered by a 283 and carries 800 horsepower 78 Malibu. This car is not hot-rodded. Daryl's beautiful Riviera. And Frank's perfect condition 56 Chevy. We all know how much sweat equity has gone into turning out these beautiful automobiles, and every car is appreciated. There's Paul's 1929 Ford Hot Rod and Roger's 37 Chevy. Well, that's a few cars here at the 2017 Dan Kane Dream Cruze Tune-Up. Our thanks to Dan Kane for putting on these great shows every year. And thanks to you for viewing. If you'd like to catch up on previous videos, you can go to YouTube and type either PrimeLinks86 or AutoNameplates.com in the YouTube search field. If you don't see what you're looking for, click Next at the bottom of the page to open more videos. So long for now from the Dan Kane Dream Cruze Tune-Up. And as always, we'll see you at the car shows and cruise nights.